Summer leads you during this season of discovery at Team Mazda. Transcend ordinary in the Mazda CX-5 or experience the next level of luxury in the all-new Mazda CX-90. Come by today and discover Mazda at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Hello, good morning and happy Monday morning. Welcome to 9 News Now here on WAFB Plus. If you've been joining us for this kind of a fun recap of all the top morning stories and weather for a while now, thank you. We certainly appreciate that. Matt Williams has the day off. That's why it looks so lonely here in Studio B, but he'll be back tomorrow. But as he comes back, it's going to be hot today and tomorrow and the next day. So I tell you what, we've got a mixed bag of nuts for you today. As we look out from the Sky 9 camera, the sun is up and it's a beautiful sunrise. And you see the flags flapping a little bit, but don't be deceived, Steve. It's still hot.
Yeah, it's already way too warm outside this morning, Liz, and as you said, it's going to be day after day. Broken record, both in a figurative sense and a literal sense. I'll have more on that in a moment. Today, an excessive heat warning in effect for most of us here in pink, in orange, a heat advisory. It's kind of walking a fine line. The criteria for an excessive heat warning here locally, the heat index getting 113 or above. We'll be very close to that this afternoon. Once again, live look outside this morning, Sky 9 camera in Port Allen showing that we are starting out with mainly clear skies and the sun doing its thing. It's heating it up. 82 Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Homa 81. Most of us in the upper 70s to low 80s right now. I've got temperatures into the mid to upper 90s by noon. 97 at noon, 102 for a high, which would be another record high. We'll talk more about records here in just a second, and potentially still sitting around 100 at 6 o'clock this evening if it's not raining. Today's rain chances only posted at about 20%. So again, the heat index is largely what's driving the excessive heat warning for today. You can see these numbers peaking between 110 and 115 for many of us, and it's going to be a number of hours where it's at or above 110. So dangerous heat in place once again today, and it's going to remain in place here through the week. Those heat index numbers probably peaking daily between 110 and 115, it looks like, right on through Friday. So with that in mind, more excessive heat warnings and or heat advisories likely over the next several days. Now, in terms of rainfall, let's give you a look at that here on the HRRR. Through noon, largely expected to be dry. Temperatures mid to upper 90s at noon. We hit the low 100s this afternoon. Here we are at 3 o'clock and just a few spotty showers on the board. The main question is, say, mid to late afternoon into the early evening as we get the remnants of a disturbance moving north to south. Will that trigger some storms? You can see a few starting to pop here late afternoon. That's 5 o'clock, and they continue southward, and a few more showing up even into the evening here on the HRRR. So that's a somewhat uncertain chance of storms later today, and that's why I'm kind of conservative on the rain chance right now, 20%. We will see if that plays out. Certainly, fingers crossed, we could use whatever rain we could get. But look at this going forward. So we had a record high Saturday, had a record high Sunday in Baton Rouge, and I'm forecasting record highs daily today through Friday, potentially 7 straight days of record highs. And even this weekend, those numbers are not in yellow because they fall a little bit shy of the records, but they're awfully close. Still looking at potentially triple-digit heat continuing into the weekend. So it's going to be a prolonged run of some really, really hot weather, all tied into another one of these high-pressure domes centered just to our west. Now, the question mark later today is, because, again, we're on the eastern periphery, can you make out some showers here crossing the Arkansas border into North Louisiana? They're weakening right now, but will that disturbance help disperse some additional storms later on today? We'll see. All right, let's take you out into the tropics. Nothing to worry about in our part of the world. We've got low pressure out here over the central Atlantic, and then we've got a system here that's kind of north of Bermuda. So the Hurricane Center still thinks a depression likely to form out of this one over the central Atlantic. However, expected to move northward, stay out over the open ocean. So good news there. Development odds listed at 80%. And then the low that is north of Bermuda right now, given a 20% chance, that one moving eastward, so neither really a concern for land areas. Back here at home, we'll continue to track dangerous heat through the week. and will on many days be some record-setting heat with highs above 100 degrees. Also the mornings just not going to cool off at night. Morning temps at or above 80 through the week. Rain chances 20% today through Saturday. We'll bump them to 30% Sunday. And then by early next week, rain chances go a little bit higher, 40 to 50%. But even then, still looking at highs in the upper 90s. All right, 7:07 now. Let's get an update on your Monday morning drive. Here's John.
Thank you, Steve. Starting off the week, not bad this morning. Starting to see a little bit of first bit of traffic right here past O'Neill, right through Millerville and on toward Sherwood. Sherwood at the interstate is also a little busy, and we're seeing some Harrells Ferry Road traffic at O'Neill. That's also a little slow this morning as we make our way down toward the 1012 merge. All the way right here where the construction is. That's where it's shaping up. Let's go to that particular camera shot. You can definitely see some action on the roadway there. As you make your way past that area, they're definitely out there and active, especially folks. This is kind of a steep grade there, but he's doing a really good job of pushing that sand up as they get ready to start planting some grass on that particular side. Bridge traffic looking pretty good this morning. LA1 in the background, not seeing any issues. And our drive times are awesome this morning. Only now starting to see our first little bit of slower traffic from 10 or 11 minutes. We're down to 12, 13 minutes, and most of that from Jubin all the way to the 1012. That's going to be between O'Neill Lane and Sherwood Forest Boulevard. So far, so good. 7:08. It is 8 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we do it for you every morning. Kind of give you a capsule of what's going on from 9 News this morning. You might have missed. Matt's got the day off. We take you back to Studio B with Liz Coe.
Johnny, thanks. And today's headline starts with this: an arson investigation here on Aliquippa Street. So a vacant house fire actually taking place there. Home on Aliquippa Street, 7:30 Sunday evening. Baton Rouge firefighters were able to put most of it out here, but they are calling this an arson investigation because it is a vacant house fire. This is typically protocol here with empty homes, but in the off chance that you happen to see something, maybe somebody was there, maybe somebody started the fire. If you saw anything that you think might be suspicious, go ahead and call it in to Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP, and then they can close the investigation and figure out exactly what happened here and then wrap that all up. We need you to keep that Crime Stoppers number handy here because in Zachary, we've just learned that a man was arrested in the connection to the shooting death of a teenager. This was back on Friday. If you remember, we sent out that push alert to you. The photo you're looking at here, this is actually 18-year-old Michaela Moore. She's the victim in this incident, and her family has started a GoFundMe to kind of figure out this next steps as they figure out the arrangements and so forth. While they're dealing with that, while they're processing their loss here, Zachary PD trying to figure out what led up to the shooting. They've arrested that man we just told you about, and that's 21-year-old William Cage. He's a suspect in this scene, but Zachary police detectives, they actually believe that 2 other suspects were also involved in this. So if you have any information on the shooting death here of Michaela Moore, please contact Crime Stoppers. You can always report that anonymously, and they sure would like to get this investigation to a close and get some of those answers here. So again, Crime Stoppers with that. We also have some things that we're looking ahead to here, including the election. 2024 election season will be here before you know it. Qualifying is actually next week, August 8th through the 10th. We're talking about the governor's race, the attorney general's race, commissioner for agriculture and forestry. We're talking about the treasurer. A lot of the big ticket races are going to be coming up this fall. So last night, a number of different candidates actually showing up to a forum to kind of give voters in Ascension Parish what they think are the best paths forward. So if you want to listen in Lester's story, he was there at that forum last night, kind of hearing what some of the candidates had to say for a number of different races, including the governor's race. A Republican candidate, Attorney General Jeff Landry, was actually not there in attendance, but a lot of the other Republican candidates were. So if you'd like to hear what they have to say, check out this story on the 9 News app. We also want, I want to let you know, today Press Club, the Baton Rouge Press Club is meeting, and Public Service Commissioner for District 3, Devontae Lewis, is actually going to be that guest speaker today. He's supposed to be discussing the future of Louisiana's utilities. Remember, they oversee the contracts with Entergy and Demco, so we'll be curious to see what he has to say, especially as we move further into hurricane season. He's speaking at 12:15 there at Drusilla Place. Now, this is only open to members of the media, but we'll have updates and takeaways for you there, and we'll let you know what comes out of that on later newscasts. Let's talk about some opportunities happening in our part of the world. If you maybe want to take a stab at the culinary world and you think this might be a good fit for you, well, LSU Dining is hosting a job fair. That's actually happening tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Carver Library branch. That's right there off of Terrace Avenue. So if you're interested, maybe you need a job, this might be a great opportunity to check out there on campus. Starting pay, we're told, is about $11 an hour. So again, the details are on the 9 News app if you want to check that out, but that's actually happening tomorrow. If you're looking for ways to cool down and beat the heat, Callie Hubbard is live at the Raising Cane's River Center this morning talking about summertime skating. So it's gotten so popular. She was there this morning, and about an hour and a half into her live shots today, they were sold out of today's open skating session. So if you're thinking, well, tomorrow we have nothing to do, Wednesday our family has nothing to do, go ahead and sign up at the Raising Cane's River's website. They've got the details about that. But this gentleman you're seeing here, he's actually one of the newest members of the Baton Rouge Zydeco professional hockey team. It's the minor league sports team that's come to Baton Rouge. Their opening game is October 26th. I know it's a while away from now, but they want you to get those tickets. They're already handing out season passes. So if you're interested in seeing professional hockey come back to Baton Rouge and maybe you'd like to try your hand at skating on your own, well, this week is a great opportunity to do it. You've got your chance till August 6th to do it. So heads up for this weekend, if you're thinking about back to school, that's coming up too. Well, back to school supplies are being given away. Oh, actually, there we go. That's being given away this Saturday at the Back to School Bash, also at the Raising Cane's River Center. So they're going to be giving away supplies. They're going to be giving away all of this information about health vaccines, everything you may need to prepare for the school year. But they've also got a Back to School Bash happening for teachers that day before too. So a lot going on when it comes to back to school headquarters, which WAFB has you prepared when it comes to making sure your kiddos are back to school. And look, Dion Guillory, quick note here, has an update on some Consumer Report tested sunscreens for you. When we talk about these temperatures, Steve, everyone needs to be putting on sunscreen, even on your drive here, right? As you're maybe got your arm out the window of the car and the drive, you still need to put on that sunscreen every day.
I'm really bad about that because I'm dark complected. You're dark complected. I just don't have a...
Yeah, no, I remember I had a friend years ago, had an uncle who was a truck driver, and did exactly that and ended up with skin cancer. Just never thought about that. You know, it's all those things you don't think about.
That's
so
crazy.
Dion Guillory has a list of some of the best tested ones because look, it can be overwhelming to figure out which SPF you need. He's got all the details there, but Steve, in the meantime, it's staying hot. We just need to stay hydrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about potentially record highs today, right on through at least Friday, Liz.
Whew. We'll keep an eye on it. Folks, thanks for joining us here. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
You could be driving.
Smooth handling and smart interior styling. Just two reasons why the all-new Honda CR-V was once again named a Car and Driver's 10 best trucks and SUV list. Come see your new CR-V today at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer. Team Honda on